Good morning. News headlines today. Diplomatic efforts are continuing to try to rescue wounded soldiers from the besieged Azovstal steelworks in Mariupol. All remaining women, children and elderly were evacuated from the steelworks on Saturday, Ukraine says. Russia has besieged the plant for weeks, demanding the surrender of its defenders from the Azov battalion. Ukraine's president is set to hold talks with G7 leaders, including US President Joe Biden and the UK's Boris Johnson, via video conference. EU ambassadors will also meet in Brussels on Sunday to discuss the sixth round of economic sanctions against Moscow. Ukraine is continuing a counter-offensive near the city of Kharkiv and says it has recaptured 5 villages. Russia launched several missile strikes at the southern port city of Odessa on Saturday. Evacuation of all civilians from the besieged Azovstal steel plant in Mariupol was completed on Saturday. 200 healthcare facilities hit in Ukraine, WHO reports. Germany's foreign minister has urged people to stand up for peace, freedom and democracy, on the day much of Europe celebrates VE Day, marking the anniversary of the defeat of Nazi Germany in World War II. Former security chief John Lee Ka-chiu has been elected as Hong Kong's next leader, in what is widely seen as a move by the Chinese government to tighten its grip on the city. He is replacing Carrie Lam following the city's chief executive election, in which he was the sole candidate. A British YouTuber has been detained at a Russia-controlled space center in Kazakhstan, officials have said. Benjamin Rich, known for his travel channel Bald and Bankrupt, was held near a launch pad at the Baikonur Cosmodrome, the head of the Russian space agency Roscosmos said. Dmitry Rogozin said Mr. Rich was being investigated over illegal acts. Reports BBC. U.S. Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, Director William Burns said on Saturday that Russian President Vladimir Putin believes doubling down on the military conflict in Ukraine will improve his outcome in the war. The Philippine police and military said on Sunday they were on high alert as last-minute preparations continued for the country's general election, even as the overall situation remained relatively peaceful. Filipinos vote on Monday to choose President Rodrigo Duterte's successor, a vice president, 12 senators, hundreds of congressmen and thousands of governors, mayors, and provincial and city councilors. Russian climber Pavel Kostrikhin died at Camp I of Mount Everest, the first reported death of a foreigner on the world's highest peak in the current climbing season that began in March, a Nepali official said on Sunday. Reports Reuters. Sri Lankan Prime Minister heckled by protesters as crisis deepens. It was Prime Minister Rajapaksa's first outing since protests erupted amid the country's worst ever economic crisis. Reports Al Jazeera. UK government pledged an additional £1.3 billion in military support to Ukraine during this financial year to help the country counter Russian forces in the ongoing conflict, as British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and other G7 leaders met virtually with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Sunday. The meeting came on a day, which is being marked across Europe as VE Day, or Victory in Europe Day that ended World War II on May 8, 1945. Reports New Indian Express. A team of Rajasthan police is in Noida in Uttar Pradesh to arrest TV journalist Aman Chopra for allegedly promoting enmity between different groups and hurting religious sentiments. FIR was registered against Mr. Chopra by a man alleging that the journalist gave false and fictitious details by showing that the demolition of a temple in Rajgarh of Alwar district was done by the Rajasthan government as an act of revenge following the demolition drive in Delhi's Jahangirpuri. 3 FIRs have been registered against Mr. Chopra, including in Bundi, Alwar and Dungarpur districts under various sections pertaining to sedition, outraging religious sentiments, promoting enmity between 2 groups, and under the IT Act on April 23. Reports NDTV. As the tenure of the country's 14th President Ram Nath Kovind is ending in July, many names for presidential candidates are doing the rounds. One such name is Anusia Yuk, who is the Chhattisgarh governor and a tribal leader. She was born in Rahana Kala village in Madhya Pradesh's Chhindwara district. She is a postgraduate in economics and worked as a lecturer in the university. At that time, she entered politics. In 1985, She was elected to the Madhya Pradesh Legislative Assembly from Damua, and after that there was no looking back. In 2006, she became a member of the Rajya Sabha. She served as Minister for Women and Child Development in Arjun Singh's cabinet in MP, and as a member of various commissions at the national level. Cracking down, the Mumbai police have lodged first information reports against 2 mosques for allegedly flouting noise pollution rules, and many more are under a scanner. The police have also booked the imams of the 2 mosques, Anwar A.M. Shabir Shah and Urif M. Siddiqui, respectively, and the managing trustee of the Santa Cruz Mosque M. Shoaib A. Sattar Sheikh, for allegedly permitting the relay of the azan before the Supreme Court's stipulated deadline of 6 a.m. Of the estimated 1,140 mosques in Mumbai, more than 90% have either removed or muted their loudspeakers to use them within the permissible 45 decibel levels, but switching off between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Kashi Vishwanath Temple gets record donation of 5.45 rupees crores in April. Reports the Statesman. No religious events will be allowed on streets, says Uttar Pradesh CM Yogi Adityanath. Union Home Ministry has granted security clearance to Jet Airways that is planning to relaunch commercial flight operations in the next few months. Khalistan flags hung at entrance of Himachal Pradesh Assembly Gate, CM orders inquiry. Cyclone Asani likely to intensify further, move towards Odisha and Andhra Pradesh. The deep depression over southeast Bay of Bengal moved west-northwestwards with a speed of 16 km per hour during past 6 hours and intensified into a cyclonic storm Asani, pronounced as Asani. It is very likely to move northwestwards and intensify further into a severe cyclonic storm over east-central Bay of Bengal during next 24 hours. Reports Times of India. Cyclone won't make landfall in Odisha or AP but move parallel to coast, says India Meteorological Department. Reports the Indian Express. Thank you.